In this video, we're going to focus on how you can create a arrowhead with the Annotation chart.js plugin for chartjs 4. So to do this, the first thing what we need to do here is get the border template, which you can find here on chartjs3.com, getting started. If you want to get the source code of this video and many others, check out my Patreon page. And of course, got a question, join my Discord channel. So what we're going to do here first is to get the chartjs plugin annotations. So you can find it here on JS Deliver. You can get it here, and then what I will do is I will get the latest version, which is 3.0.0. So I will copy this. I'll just get this with the HTML. I'm going to scroll down here, and then I will put that. Oh, apparently I already have it, but if I don't, I'll just paste that in there. So once I did this, nothing happens yet, but we can now start to apply this. So what I would like to do here is create a arrowhead. So to do that, we're going to scroll down here, and then within here, we're going to say comma, and then we say here plugins. Then within the plugins here, we can now use the annotation plugin. Annotation. There we are. And once I did that, I have to put in another level, which we call the annotations. And then from here on, we can start to define anything. So what I would like to do here is create an arrowhead. So we're going to create a line, and then eventually we have an arrow from one side, and the other side we could make a dot. And for example, in this case, we want to have a value here. We will start from 16, and then from 16 Tuesday all the way to Thursday. We want to highlight that specific item. First, what I will do here is create a dot. So I'm just going to say here, this is a dot. This is basically the ID. This can be anything. It can be dot, a circle, whatever you want to give. Even a line doesn't matter, but this will be the dot. So that's why the description of it as dot. That makes sense. Then I'm going to define a point here, or sorry, the type, and the type is a point in that case. So once we have this will be a circle. Then we have to put in the coordinates. So the coordinates here, sorry, we're going to say here the x min value. In this case, I want to start where exactly? I want to start here at 16, but on this specific line here on Tuesday. So this is 0, this is 1, but here between would be 0.5. But let's say first put it on 1, and then we can see afterwards. Then we say here x max, the maximum value will be 1 because we don't want to move this. And then what I want to do next is the y position. In this case, the y position will be 16. So we say x min 16, comma, and then, sorry, not x, that should be the y, of course. Y max 16. Leave it like that. So once we have this, we should give it a color. So we're going to say here, I guess here, border color, or maybe even border background color, one or the other, but let's grab one of those and see if we need to specify also a color. I think none. So if I do this, save that, refresh. All right, as you can see here, I guess we need to have a background color as well, but we have already a border color. So what I can do here, you can say here background color. We just put the same. Just remove all of this. Save, refresh. That looks quite nice. So now we have our first item. What I want to do now is create the line with the arrowhead. And you can see here, before I even do that, I want to make sure it is in here. 1 is considered the center here for the bar. If you are on a scatter chart, it will be exactly the numbers. But in this case here, 1 is based on the center of the bar. So I'm going to say here 0.5 to position it nicely. Save that. Refresh. There we are. Next, what I want to do, I want to create a line with the arrow on till Thursday. So what I'm going to do, ignore that, is the next thing. So I'm going to say comma, but what I want to do here, well, I'll explain it later on. I'll leave all of this. Then we say here comma, and later on we're going to probably move it because we have to control the order of drawing. But what I want to do here is the following. I'm going to say here, this will be the line. And this line will have the arrowhead as well. So what I'm going to say here, the type will be a line. This is a string value. Then what I want to do here is I have to just grab these items to define the starting point and then onward. So what I want to do is from 0.5 here all the way to the end of Thursday. So that's 0, 1, 2, 3, 3.5 with this position B. So that will be here on the max 3.5, and then the min and max on 16. This is just a straight line. I'll leave it at that. If you want to have a diagonal line, you could change the value on the max going up or down. So now we have this. Then we can say here the border color. I'll just grab this border color here. We have no background color because this is a line, so there's no need. Then what I want to do here is say arrowheads. So I'm going to say here the arrowheads and then start to define this. So first of all, the arrowhead, we have beginning and end. In this case, we have here this and then we have a line. So basically what I want to do is the ending of that line will have an arrow while the beginning has none. So we're going to say here only the end I want to pinpoint. But if you would have a beginning as well, you could say here start, if I'm not mistaken, and then you do exactly the same logic. So now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to say here display, set this on true, because I want to trigger that. And then we have a fill. We want to have a filler color as well. That's true. And we're going to give it a color as well. So it's a border color. And let's grab this one here, or let's make this black so we have a clear difference. Then we can save this and then refresh, and there we are. And that's basically how you can control that. If you want to do it at the start, we could do the same logic. Of course, in that case, this should probably be removed. Let's hide that for now. We say start and then we say true. Put a comma here, save, refresh, there we are. If we don't want it at all, hide this, save, there we are. And then let's go back here what I was referring to. So imagine here we have this point. Now this is all the same color. What if this line would be black? You will notice the following. Let's start to change that. This is an important part as well. Save, refresh. You can see this here and this looks hideous. So how can you solve this? We need to change the order of drawing in this case. So what I want to do is I want to cut out this dot, and we'll just say the dot will be at the very end. So it will draw after that line, so it will be on top of the line instead of behind it. Let's save that, refresh, and now you can see basically the line is drawn first and the dot will be on top of that. And that's it.